Hello. How's it going? Back to China. More murders to solve. 9/22/22. This one. Oh, by the way, I did some more knitting. That's where we're at now. Right, what were we doing?
这一晚真是跌宕起伏，曲折离奇，大
What's
起
a
大落。
whirlwind of ups and downs and twists and turns of events this evening?
看你明察秋毫，见微知著。
But you are on your
刮目相
toes,
看
fast on the draw, and quite literally the cat's whiskers. I was also the dog's bollocks.
约瑟，学习成语不能急于求成。
Joseph, you need to hold your horses with learning idioms.
众，何出此言，令我黯然神伤。
John, why would you say something like that to sadden me so?
这叫欲速则不达。
Because slow and steady wins the race.
那你能评价一下我的成语水平吗？
And could you evaluate my proficiency in idioms?
可谓是惊天地，泣
It's out
鬼
of this
神。
world and beyond belief.
意料之中。
You
心
bet your
心
boots
相
we
印
go hand in hand. I'm in darkness, I don't know why, the light's on. After this, it seems Miss Yin Chu and Mr. Toman have lost their inheritance rights. Oh yeah, they done did inheritance murders and such. No, it wasn't them, was it? It was a lady... I can't remember. We solved it
沈先
anyway.
生不说，我都没注意这事。
If you didn't just bring it up, I didn't even notice that.
所以说，善恶终有
That's
报
why。they say what goes around comes around.
大哥是作茧自缚，
Toman dug his own
是
grave,
小妹嘛。
but Yin Chu,
他若需要钱，我作为哥哥，
if she ever
不会
needs
坐视不
money,
管
as her brother, I won't stand by and watch.
阿福，你一直跟着我，有什么事吗？
Afu, why have you been following me around? Oh yeah, I forgot we were still in the past.
先生，我的舌头已经好了，现在说话完全没问题了。
Detective, my tongue is okay now, so I can speak without any problems.
那太好了。这几天要清淡饮食，少说话，多让舌头休息。
Great news. For the next few days, keep a light diet, speak less, and rest your tongue.
先生真厉害，那么难的案子都被你破解了。
You're an amazing detective. You managed to crack such a difficult case.
其实，要不是小娥复仇心切，此案未必。
Actually, if it were not for Elle's eagerness for revenge, this case...
但最后结果是好的，
At least all's well that ends well.
那些证物和证言像一颗颗散落的鱼丸，被先生巧妙地串在了一起。
You were able to string the evidence and testimonies that were like scattered fish balls
变成了鲜美的鱼丸串。
into an intricate and delicious fishball skewer. Is it just me, or does a fishball skewer not sound delicious? Afi, you may as well speak your mind.
我想说，
I wanted to say that
先生所做的
the work you do,
事
detective,
十分之有意
is
义。
extremely meaningful.
如果当年的尸标案能有人查明真相，就能避免今天的悲剧发生了。
If the truth behind the missing escort was exposed back then, this tragedy wouldn't have happened.
所以，
So...
我想给先生当助手。
I would like to be your assistant detective.
你晕血，怎么做侦探助手？
How can you be a detective's assistant when you faint at the sight of blood?
命案现场少不了有血迹。
Bloodstains are inevitable at the scene of murder. Not all murders. Depends on the
这个
murder.
问题我早就想好了。
I've already come up with a solution.
先生，你看，
Look, detective.
这是你的新发明，
Is this your new invention?
这是我查案专用
This
的
is a
滤光镜
filter I made just for investigating cases.
我都设好了。
I tried
只
it
要
out
带着
already.
它
With
就
this
不会
on,
晕血
blood won't make me squeamish.
还真是用心了。
You really put your heart into it.
先生同意了。
So you
我等
agree,
会就去收拾
detective?
行李。
I'll pack my things in a minute.
我懂格致学，还擅长研究机械。
I understand physics
将来
and I'm
一
good
定
at
可以帮
mechanical
上忙
research. I bet I can help you in the future.
这事能水落石出，多亏有沈先生在。
We were able to get to the bottom of this thanks to you, Mr. Shen.
这次能接近真相，实属侥幸。
I was only able to get close to the truth through pure luck.
沈先生，老夫还有一事想请你帮忙。
Mr. Shen, there's one more thing I'd like to ask your help with.
罗船长，请说。
Please speak freely, Shipmaster Low.
阿福来找我，说他要同你去破案。
Afu came to me and said he wanted to go solve cases with you.
阿福家中发生变故后，就一直留在他爷爷造的这艘船上。
Afu
闭
shut
门不
himself
出
in
潜
and made
心发
gadgets on
明
this ship ever since his grandfather passed away.
如今他愿意
Now that
走
he's
下
willing to
船
get
上
off, I can't tell you
我
how
心里
happy I
为他
am.
高兴。但这孩子心性单
But
纯，
he's a simple and pure
我总
kid.
放心不下。
I worry about him.
今
So
后
please, Mr.
还
Shen,
请沈先生
look
多
out
费
for
心
him.。
罗船长放心，
Rest assured, Shipmaster
我会替你
Low,
照顾好
I will
阿福。
take care of Afu in your place.
沈先生，有件事也许你应该知道。
Mr. Shen, there's something you should know.
引珠姑娘，请讲。
Please go on, Miss Yinchi.
小娥说，曾见到林
Elle
青
said
和我
that she
单
saw
独
me
说话，
speaking with Uncle Ling in private.
确有其事。
It's the truth.
林叔和尹珠姐说了什么呀？
Miss Yinchi, what did Uncle Ling speak to you about? Oh, so it begins.
小娥的生辰快到了，林叔准备了套黄色袄裙，
It's
想要
almost
送你
Elle's birthday, so Uncle Ling prepared a yellow coat skirt as a gift.
裙子上的鹅是他自己绣的，
He embroidered the geese on the skirts himself and was just asking me if they looked like ducks.
所以
林叔是真心待小娥好，
Uncle Ling loved Elle with his heart. They were like a true father and daughter.
却变成这样。
How did things come to this?
小娥刺杀老林的位置就在传声筒附近，
The location where Elle stabbed old Ling to death was next to the speaking tube.
可老林既没有反抗，
Yet old Ling did not resist nor call for help.
他临终前的心情
He must have felt mixed emotions before he...
尹珠姐，你怎么
Yinchi,
不把这件事告
why
诉
don't you
小
tell
娥
Elle about this?
说不定
Perhaps
能
it
化
could
解
resolve
小
the
娥心
feelings
中
of
的隔阂。
estrangement in her heart. I mean, she murdered him. You can't get much more estranged than murdering somebody.
未经他人苦，莫劝他人善。
Don't judge a person before you walk a mile in their shoes.
引珠姑娘，我赞同你的选
Miss
择。
Yinchi, I approve of your decision.
有一些恩怨是
There
没
are some
办法化解。
grievances that cannot be resolved.
对了，尹珠姐，
By the way,
有个问
Yinchi,
题
there's
我
something
一
I
直
just
想
can't
不通
understand.
当时为什么你
At
宁
the
可冒
time,
风险
why were you willing to
也
risk
要
it all
去
to
收
put
那
away
副
that
扑克
deck
牌
of
啊？
poker cards?
别人不知道，
Other people may
但
not
我知
know,
道
but I know that you
你
really
是真
don't
的
care
不在
about
意
your
遗产继
inheritance.
承的事。
可能我被那个场面吓糊涂
Maybe I
了。
was just scared senseless by what I saw.
其实，
Actually,
在调查
when
扑克牌的时
investigating
候
the poker cards, I
我
noticed
曾注
something
意到
else
另
that
一
was
处
odd.
蹊跷，那才是引珠真正
That
想
must
守
be the
护的秘
secret that
密。
Yinchu truly wanted to protect. It's there.
听说莫雨琪的成名作
I
《
heard that
仙有灵
Unique
犀》
Mo's most famous performance
就是用扑克牌
telepathy
表
uses
演
poker cards.
而这套牌中
In this
有
set
部
of
分牌的
cards,
牌
the
的
number
数
of
量
pips on some
与角
cards does
上
not
数
match
字
the
对不
number.
上
Oh, the
定是这样。
That must be the case.
阿福，
Afu,
我想
I
相信
believe that
名声和
compared to
遗
fame
产
and inheritance,
引珠姑娘真
what
正在
Miss
意的是
Yinchi truly cares about is how to protect the secret behind the magic trick.
要怎么诠释这件
Mr.
事？
Shen, you're free to
是沈先生
interpret
的
this
字。
matter however you like.
之后如果来上
If you
海，
ever visit
欢迎来
Shanghai,
看我们的
you're
演出。
welcome to come watch our show.
一定
Of course. For the 19th century, magic in China consisted of traditional tricks, often part of ancient variety arts. However, as Qing dynasty neared the end, China opened its doors to the world. Foreign magicians began to form in the country. Magicians like the British Wana and Japanese Tenichi Shokyo Kusai brought over awe-inspiring large-scale magic tricks such as beheading and cannon firing at a live person. During this period, cultural exchanges were vibrant. Chinese performers who were renowned abroad, such as Zhu Lianqi and Han Bingqian, integrated Western techniques into their acts. There were instances where local artists competed against Western magicians in public contests. Cool. Detective, let's go to the bow of the ship. Alright. Afu! Jack me!
太阳升起来了。
Jack me, Afu! I don't know what that says. So, did Elle's sentence reduction succeed in the end?
那是自然。
Of course.
我家先生向来说到做
Shen
到。
always keeps his promises.
对他来说
For her,
也算是找回
it's a
公
kind
道
of。justice finally served.
不过
But
我总觉得
I feel
还
like
有哪里不
something's
对。
still not quite right in this case.
文小姐说说看。
Miss Wen, please share your thoughts.
时间，
Time.
按说
In theory,
小娥是在
Elle
听到吴
considered
德玛
murder
对
after
殷夫人的对
eavesdropping
话
on
和其余
Yinju
下人
and
的。
Wu Taman's talk.
可是
But is
真
it
有人
possible
能
for
在
someone
这
to
么短的
devise
时间
such a
内
meticulous
想
plan
出
in
如
such
此
a
周密
short
的计划
time?
吗？如果他在很早
Plan
之前
ahead.
就开始谋
How
划，
could she ensure all
又如
Wus
何
board the
确
ship?
保吴家人都会上船呢？
文小姐果然敏锐。
Miss Wen, you're indeed
连这个都
sharp,
察觉到。
noticing even this detail.
先生，这
Shen
个案子还有隐情吗
Is there still a hidden aspect to this case?
的确有人从此事获利
Indeed.
颇多，
Someone has benefited significantly from this instance.
只可惜
Unfortunately,
这
Elle
件事
decided to
小娥决
shoulder
定自
this
己
on
承
her
担
own, and we can't find any of
我
the
们也找不到
evidence.
其他的证据。
那个人难道是？
Is that person...
先生，可
Shen,
心姐，
Miss Wen,
我
we've
们到
arrived in
扬州了。
Yangtze.
"终于有机会
Rainin
试试这个，
Finally, there's an opportunity to give it a try.
开伞成功，双手解放。
Umbrella opened successfully, hands freed.
扬州是先生的家
Yangtze
乡
is
吧？
your hometown, isn't it?
没错，
That's correct.
很少听先生
You
说
only
起呢。
mention it.
这里的经历
The experiences
并不
here
愉
haven't
快
been pleasant.
新词书局就在前面。
Goldenwood's publishing house is
先生，
right ahead.
我们
Shen,
快过
let's
去
go
吧。
there quickly. Oh yeah, I forgot that that's what we were doing. We're just trying to solve our brother's murder, aren't we? And we keep getting distracted by other murders.
沈先生、徐先生，欢迎来金瓷书局。
Mr. Shen and Mr. Su, welcome to Golden Words Publishing House.
我是书局的督教。
I'm Fang
方寒秋
Hianqiu, the supervisor here.
方先生好。
Hello, Miss Fang.
通过你的电报，我
For your
们获知
telegram,
了
we've learned
佩
about
鲁
the
镇事
incident
件
in
的
Pero
原
Town.
委。感谢二位查
Thank
明
you
真
both for
相。
uncovering the truth.
吕先生
Ms.
是一
Liu
名
was
出
an
色的编
outstanding
辑，
editor, and her passing away is
他的
truly
离世实在
regrettable.
令人惋惜。
你电报中
We've
提到
published
罗
an
世
article
文
explaining
对罗
Lo
佩作
Xuan's
品的贡
contribution
献
to Lo Pei's
我们也
novels.
已于昨日登报说明。
I hope this
这样
will
也算
provide
对
some
吕先生
comfort
有
to
交
Ms.
代。
Liu. I mean, she's dead, so probably not.
毕诚十分看重作者
Picheng
名
valued the
誉，
reputation of the
希
authors
望他
greatly
泉
and
下有
hopes
知。
that she's aware of it.
吕先生一定会很欣慰
Ms.
的。
Liu would surely be happy about that.
雨越下越大。
The rain gets heavier.
二位先
Please
请
come in
进
and continue
我
our
们屋里
conversation
说。
indoors.
沈先生这次来
Mr. Shen,
是要
are
查
you
这
here to
本
look for a
书，
specific book?
不
May I know the
知书
title?
名是什么？
我也不知道确切的书
I'm
名，
not sure about the exact title either.
不过
But,
据
according
罗
to
氏
Lo
人说，
Xiwen, Lo
罗
Pei's
佩
The
的斗士
Confined
一
Room
阵
Mystery
对此
borrows
书的情
ideas
节
from
有
this
所借
book.
鉴。
毕承经手过的稿
The
件
manuscripts that
可以
Picheng
说
has
是
handled are
汗如
plentiful.
冲动。若要一份份
If
查
we
阅
were to
内
go through every
容，
piece of
耗
them,
费的
it
时
would
间会
indeed
很
take a long
长。
time.
沈先生
Mr.
还知
Shen,
道
do
其
you
他
have
的
any other
信息吗？
information?
这件事
This
说
matter
不定
might
对
be
找
helpful
书有
in
帮助
finding the book. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I talk about all of them.
半年前，
6
罗佩
months
曾来
ago,
书局拜访，
Lo Pei visited the publishing house.
他应该是在那个
He
时
must
候
have read the
读到书稿
manuscript。during that time.
那次是
That
我邀
time,
请
it
罗
was
佩
me who
来，
invited Lo Pei to come,
也带
and I
他
also took him
去
to the
拜访参
archives.
观过。但我不清楚
But I'm not
他
sure which
翻阅过哪
manuscripts he
些
had
存
gone
稿
through during his visit.
这件事，说不定对找书有帮助。吕先生离开扬
Did
州
Miss
前，
Liu mention anything about Lo
有没
Pei
有和您
borrowing
提过
ideas from others
罗
before
佩
she
借鉴
left
他人情节之事？
Yangtze?
他只说
She
有
mentioned
些
that she
事
wanted
情
to
要与
verify
罗佩
something
当
with
面
him,
核实，
but she didn't
但
provide
并
any
未说细
details.
节。
吕先生
Why didn't
怎么
she
会
mention
完
it
全
at
没
all?
提起过呢？
Picheng is a
毕承
cautious person.
是一个谨慎的人，
Was. She's dead now.
在没有充分调
She
查
never
之
spoke
前，
without conducting
他
thorough
从不随便说
investigations
话。
first.
这件事，
This
说不
matter
定
might
对
be
找书有
helpful.
帮助。吕先生生
What
前的
kind
最
of
后一
work
段时
was
间
Miss Liu busy with during her
都在
final
忙哪
days?
些工作？有没有与存
Was
稿
any
有
of her
关？
work related to the manuscripts?
非要说的话，
If I had to say, Picheng has
毕
recently
承
made a
最
great
近
effort to
在
reread
花
the
大
rejected
力气
manuscripts.
重读过。
已经拒绝的稿
Why
子，
would she reread the
为什么要
manuscripts
重
that have
读
already
呢？
been rejected?
此前，书局并
Previously,
不重视
we
侦
didn't
探小
prioritize
说这一
detective
题
novels
材
as a genre,
很多的
so
投
many
稿
submissions
都
were
被拒
rejected.
了。但近年侦探小说
But in
日
recent
益
years,
受读者
detective
欢
novels have been
迎。
increasingly popular among readers.
毕承希望
Chang
能
had
从
hoped
中
to
发
discover
掘
more
出
talented
更多
authors
才华
from
横
within
溢的
this
作
genre.
者。
也就是说，
In other words,
有一些优秀
there
的
may be
侦
some
探小
excellent
说
novels that have
被
been
埋没在
overlooked
剧
in
稿
the
中。
in the rejections.
正是如此，
Exactly.
毕承认为
Picheng
侦
believed
探小
that
说
the
的流
popularity
行
of
大
detective
有
novels
裨
can
益。
bring great benefits.
它展示了一种严密的逻辑思
It
维模
showcases
式
a，rigorous mode of
同
logical
时
thinking
也鼓
and
励
also
大
encourages
家去
everyone
追
to
求
seek the
真
truth.
相。对于长期受
For
八股
readers
文束
constrained
缚
by
的
the
读者
eight-legged
而言，
essay,
这犹
this is a
如沙
refreshing
漠中的
change.
清泉。
What's the eight-legged essay?
吕先生在做的事
Spider
的
book.
确很有意义。
Spider book. What Miss Liu was doing was indeed very meaningful.
先生，
Maybe
吕
Miss
先生
Liu
很有的
realized
是
the
在整理
ideas
剧
in
稿
Lo
时，
Pei's book
意
were
识到罗佩
plagiarized
书中的
while
点子是
sorting the
抄的，
rejects.
所以他才会去找罗
That's
佩
why
谈。
she went to talk to Lo Pei.
嗯，
Sure. Ms. Fang,
方先生，
could we take a look at those
我
rejected
们可以看看那
manuscripts?
些剧稿吗？
剧稿被送回档房
They were
了。
all sent back to the
我带你
archives
们
room.
去。
Let me take you there.
奇怪了，
Strange. The
毕
rejected
承整理
manuscripts
过的
that
那
Picheng
批
had
剧
sorted
稿
through were
明明
supposed to
放
be
在
here.
此处啊，怎么不见了呢？
How could they have disappeared?
不见了，不见
They're gone. They're gone.
哇，
Wow, it's the
是那
parrot
只鹦鹉
talking.
在说话。
夸我，夸我。
Praise me. Praise me.
九儿乖乖，你吃
Chua,
完饭了吗？
did you finish your meal?
完了，完了。
I'm done. I'm done.
沈先生，这
Mr.
位
Shen,
是档房管
this
理
is
员
Wu
吴秀丽，九儿是他养的
Hisu
鹦
Li,
鹉。
I think is what she said. Hisu Li, the archivist, and Chu is her parrot.
有什么需要帮忙的，
If you need any
尽可找
assistance,
他
feel free to ask her for help.
秀丽，沈先生和阿福都是侦探，
Si Li, Mr. Shen, and Afu are both detectives.
他们来书局调查线索。
They
我
came
们
to us
尽
to
力要
investigate
协助。
clues, and we will do our best to assist them.
侦探，破凶杀案的那种侦探。
Detectives, the kind that solve murder cases?
正是，
Exactly.
好猎奇，
How
好
interesting.
喜
I
欢。
love it.
这还是我第一次遇
This is
到真
actually the
的活的
first time
侦
I've
探。
met a real life detective.
活的，活的。
Alive! Alive! Actually, I'm a detective novelist too.
笔名叫阿帕。
Hey K-Wolf, how's it going? My pen name is Appa.
哇，好厉
Wow,
害！
that's impressive. Can I
能
read
拜
your
读你写的
books?
书吗？
我还在
I'm still
构思
crafting my
中。
stories.
你别说，
You know what?
就咱们对话
During
时
a
间，
conversation,
我忽
I
然就
suddenly
有了
got a
灵感。
great idea.
侦探来到书局当房，寻找
Carol.
失落的线索。摆在面前
A
的
detective came in
却是
search of lost
成堆
clues.
的书稿，
What lay before him were piles of manuscripts.
要从里面找到关键
To find the
证据。
crucial evidence from within, it was an unprecedented challenge.
你这不是
You haven't
根本没开始写、啊？
haven't even started writing yet?
吕先生曾整理过一批侦探小说的剧
Miss
本，
Liu organised some rejected
秀丽姑娘
manuscripts
可
of
知放在
detective
何处？
novels. Do you know where she put them?
当房目前还没有侦探小说这个单独的分类。
We don't have a separate category for detective novels yet.
只有话本小说、志怪
Only
小说、
narrative
公案
fiction,
小说、武侠小说、
supernatural
言情小
tales,
说。
legal stories, kung fu novels, and romance fiction.
那些剧稿原本杂乱的堆放在这张桌子上，不过
Those rejected manuscripts were originally piled up messily on this table, but
我花费了整整2天时间，把每一份书稿都有序归档了。
you're not wrong, K-Wolf. I spent 2 full days organising every single manuscript, and they're now systematically filed.
夸我，夸我！
Praise me, praise me!
"大家的脸色好像不太好。
Why does everyone look so unhappy? Well,
那
looks
沈
like
先
you'd have
生
to
想要
search through
查
each
阅的
bookshelf
话
one by one,
只
Mr.
能去每
Shen.
个书架上一本一本找了。
完了，完了！
It's done! It's done!
无妨。
It's alright.
阿福，
Afu,
我们
let's
就从
start
最左侧
searching
的
from
书
the
架找起
leftmost
吧。
bookshelf. He's reading very slowly. Oh, Afu. As time goes by. They've emptied every single shelf.
这摞也发完了，我再去拿一摞。
I finished this stack. I will go and grab another stack. I don't know why they didn't put books back. And also, they didn't need to search every single book. They were just looking for the unpublished manuscripts that were there. So they didn't need to empty every single shelf of all the books. They just needed to find the unpublished manuscripts that were sorted within them.
炒饭、油糕、牛皮糖。
It's so late. How could there be a child
想
here?
想来吃啊！
Shut up, Afu. We're busy. Let me have a look. Hang on, though, because there was other stuff to look at. These are all manuscripts that have been reviewed. I haven't come across any plot similar to the confined room mystery. Afu is sound asleep. Let's not wake him up.
哎，正好，
All the books on this bookshelf have been reviewed. How did I end up back here again? I was going to say, have we just gone in a circle, or is this just... Are there, like, lots of places that look the same? Afu's also disappeared somewhere. And there's books back on the shelves. What? There's more books on the shelves. I didn't note the time. Are we like going around in circles or going back in time or what? Backwards again. Dun dun dun! The confined room mystery. I believe there's 6 chapters. So if we're doing... We've kind of been doing 1 chapter per stream. The time is the same, so the time's not changing. But all the books are back on the shelves. Are we dreaming? The bookshelf is filled with books. There seems to be one book that appears different from the others. What did you miss? We were just clearing up. Like, we chatted a bit to some people about last stream's murder on the boat. And now we are back on track to try and solve our brother's murder, which involves finding the book that inspired the confined room mystery, because the confined room mystery had a lot of similarities with our brother's murder. So...
别怕，是哥哥。
That voice doesn't match that person. Don't be afraid, it's me. Don't be afraid, it's me. I'm a small child.
春平，你又拿了爹的烟枪。
Chongping, did you steal Dad's opium pipe again?
在哪里？在哪里？在哪里？
That's... So Brian is our brother. Are we dreaming then? Have we fallen asleep? Is this a dream? That would make sense. Where is it?
别出声，我去应付。
Don't make a sound. I'll go handle it.
爹，你在找
Dad,
什么？
what are you looking for? I feel like stealing an opium pipe. I mean, kids don't need to be near opium.
我钱呢？
Where's my money? Where's my
我
money?
钱呢？
家里早就没钱了。
We've been out of money at
东西也被
home.
卖光了。
You've sold off everything. Who said there's no money left?
谁说没钱了？
I mean, he sounds like he's been on the opium a bit much.
那个小兔崽子
Where did that little
失
rascal
了
go?
离远的孔
The
老
manager of the theatre will come to pick him up in a few
好几天就来
days.
接他。只要他听
As
话，
long as he behaves and goes with that person, it's quite a sum of money.
那可是不少钱。
You selling him to the theatre?
你疯了！
You're insane.
养了你们那么多年，
After raising you for so many years, it's time for you to show filial
该
piety.
尽孝了。
It's better than that, K-Wolf.
在这里，
It's child slavery. Humph, so you're hiding here all along.
快跑！
Run quickly. Do I have to run quickly? Oh my god. Ah, no. I got eaten by my dad. Oh. Oh no, I thought that was at the bottom, not in the middle. Ah! Ah! No! We might be here a while, folks. I was expecting to solve murders, not run away from big dad face trying to eat me. Oh my god, how much more? Oh, phew. I was like, no, that looks like a whole other section to do. Ooh. Did our brother kill our dad? Or did we kill our dad? Or did he trip over? And we blame ourselves?
我可以进来吗？
May I come in, Changping?
不让我进来的话，我只好变戏法给别人看喽。
If you don't let me in, then I'll have to perform the magic trick for someone else. He looked like he had a head wound, though.
你先闭上眼睛。
Close your eyes.
可以睁开了。
Open your eyes now.
喜欢吗？
That is cool. Do you like it?
这是萤石粉，可以在黑暗中发出荧光。
This is fluorescent powder. It glows in the dark.
正平啊，
Qingping, have you heard the story of the little monkey? Is the little monkey me? Am I a little monkey?
一天晚上，
One evening, a little monkey was playing by the pond.
在水塘边玩耍。
No, he's cute.
他看到了水中
He
的
saw the
月亮，
moon reflected in the water
便伸手去
and
触
reached
摸，
out to touch it.
水面泛起了涟
Ripples
漪，
appeared on the water's
月亮
surface,
在涟漪中消失了。
and the moon disappeared amidst the ripples.
小猴子很震惊，
The little monkey was
以
shocked,
为自己
thinking
把月
that
亮打碎了。
it had shattered the moon.
其实
Actually,
那只
it was
是
just the
月
reflection
亮
of the
在
moon
水
in the
中的倒
water.
影。
Ah, so he's saying that he didn't... He's saying to us that we didn't kill our dad. That we might think we killed our dad, but we didn't. Like the little monkey thinks he shattered the moon, but he didn't.
月亮消失，是因为它被云遮住了。
The moon disappeared because it was covered by clouds.
正平，
Chengping, that
那
thing
件
is not
事
your fault from the beginning
自
to
始
the
至终
end.
都不是你的错。即使乌云遮蔽了整个
Even
天
if
空，
dark clouds covered the entire sky,
你还拥有一片。
you still have your own
自己的
shining
星光。
star.
正平，哥
Chengping,
哥最近找到一个
I
方
recently
法，
found a method that might
说
be
不
able
定
to
能治
cure
好
your
你的失忆
aphasia.
症。
What's aphasia? Is that not being able to talk? Is he thinking? When you have trouble speaking, understanding, reading, or writing because of damage to the brain, like a stroke or a head injury. Okay, so he presumably we got traumatized, and that scrambled our brain circuits, and then we can't talk.
我看到一本医学杂志上说
I，read in a medical journal that
人遭遇过度惊吓时，
excessive fright may cause
舌头可
tongue
能会后
retraction,
缩，
leading to high
导
or
致舌骨
dislocation,
脱位，
speech
无法说
impairment.
话。
Oh, that's yeah. We had the same thing as Afu. That's how we knew how to fix Afu.
若用镊子将舌骨正位，便可恢复。
If the hyoid bone is repositioned using a clamp, speech function may be restored. Ooh. I know.
那些大夫
Those
都
doctors
说
all said that
你
you
再
would
也
never
不
be
可
able
能
to
说
speak
话，
again.
但哥哥不会放弃。
But I won't give up.
可以让我试试吗？
Can I give it a try?
仲平，
Chengping,
你尽可能
please try
张
to
大
open
嘴，
your mouth as wide as possible.
再慢慢把舌头往
Now
外吐。
slowly stick your tongue out. Mm,
很好，
very good.
哥哥，疼！
Brother, it hurts. Yeah, but you're talking, aren't you?
无意识的痛苦回忆，
If unconscious
如果
trauma
无
cannot
法
be
释
released
放
or
或
healed,
治愈，可能会分裂出
they may
不同
result in the
的自我。
emergence of different cells to
以避
avoid the
免面对内心
confronting
矛盾。
internal conflicts.
这是人出于自
This
我
is
保
one
护
of the
的本
psychological
能
defense
所构
mechanisms
建
for
的心理防御
self-protection.
机制之一。
It's that dissociative identity disorder.
哥哥，
What are you
你在看什
reading?
么书？
哦，
Freud's The
弗洛伊德的梦魇
Interpretation of
体系。
Dreams. It explores
这
the
本
origin
书
and treatment of
介
mental
绍了心理
disorders.
疾病的发病原理和治疗方法。
心理
Mental
疾病。
disorders?
我想了解鸦片成
I
瘾的
want to
心理
understand
原
the
因。
psychological reasons behind
进而探
opium
索出治
addiction
疗之法。
and find ways to treat it. No wonder you've been
难
reading
怪
medical
哥哥
books
最近都
lately.
在看医学书籍。
如今鸦片泛滥，
Opium is rampant nowadays,
不仅我们家
causing
深受
harm
其
not
害，
only to our family,
更
but
有
also
千
to
万家
countless
庭尚在
others.
苦海。
可市面上不是已经有
There are already
禁药
drugs
吗？
available on the market for quitting opium, aren't there?
市面上的戒烟药
Most of the opium
大多是
cessation
鱼目混珠的
medications are
补药
placebos,
价
expensive
格昂
yet
贵
with minimal
却收效
effectiveness.
甚微。
因此，哥
Therefore,
哥想找到
you want
真
to
正
find a
有效的
truly
治疗法。
effective treatment method.
我在弗洛伊德的一篇文章中
In one of Freud's
了解到一
articles,
种叫高
I
科
learned
的
about a
植物。
plant called croc.
弗洛伊德用他的提取
Freud
物
utilized
来治疗
extracts
抑
from
郁
it to
症
treat
的疾病。
conditions such as depression.
如果这个
If
药
this
能
could
帮
help
助
with
戒
opium
烟瘾，
addiction, then the tragedy of our family would not be
便
repeated.
不会再重演。
What did we find about Freud? Childhood experiences have a significant impact on an individual, even shaping one's personality. Led to his theory of the unconscious, blah 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 blah. Dreams are not divine revelations, but expressions of the unconscious self. I mean, good luck analyzing my dreams. My dreams are weird. Further, how much longer do we have to wait?
钓鱼好无聊。
Fishing is so boring.
抓狗了！
Shh, I caught one.
哥哥，
Don't let the fish
别
escape.
说跑了。
鱼儿抓口时不着急
When the
停
fish bites the hook, don't rush to reel it in. Be patient and wait.
大鱼上钩时
When a big fish
会有
bites,
明显
there will
的
be a
异常。
noticeable tug.
是一条桂
It's a mandarin fish.
回家。
Let's
给
go
我哥哥
home.
做清蒸
Tonight,
鳜鱼。
I will make steamed mandarin fish. That doesn't look like enough for 2 people.
太好了。
That's great. We have fish to eat. I mean, maybe if you have it with rice and veg and stuff.
俄国的北部毗邻北极。
The northern part of
终
Russia
年
is
积雪
adjacent to the Arctic and has snow throughout the year. Every day feels like winter. It's freezing
太冷
cold.
了。有没有永远是
Is
夏
there a
天的
place
地
where it's always summer?
阿非利加州的以南
Equatorial
地区
Africa,
的
such as Congo,
联合荒漠。
experiences scorching heat and harsh conditions.
哥哥，
Brother,
你要去
where are
学
you
医的
going to
地
study
方
medicine?
在哪里？
在这儿，
right here in
英国
London,
的首都。
the capital of the
London.
UK.
两位公子的才华世间罕见，
You two young gentlemen have great talents.
尤其是傻二公子，
Especially younger Shen,
年纪轻轻
obtained a
就获得
government
了公派
scholarship
留
for
学资
studying
格。
abroad.
今日
Let's
为
take a
二位
photo today
留
to
影纪念，
commemorate the two of you.
待二位学成归来，
Once the two of you
大展
return, you will
宏图
surely
大显
achieve
身手
great success
大有
and
所为
accomplish great
本
things.
照相馆也能
Our
给你闪
photography
光
studio can also share in the glory.
放松，
Relax,
动喽
don't move. brother.
究竟是谁？
Who in the world murdered you? Ooh. We're here now. Hello.
这是你第几次
How
回
many
到
times
这
have you returned to this point?
我没数过，
I've not counted.
第1121
The 1121st time. I mean, I hope we're dreaming. Otherwise, we're on the opium, I think.
3年，
3 years.
几乎
Almost
每
every
个
night
夜晚
you've
你
been here.
都在这里，但你仍然找不到
But you
它。
still haven't found the answer.
而随着时间的流
As
逝，
time goes by,
你的记忆
your
正在
memory is
消
fading.
退。别妨碍我，
Don't stand in my way.
我一
Brain
定会查明
me.
哥哥遇害的真相。
I will definitely uncover the truth behind my brother's murder.
那你可得
Then I guess you have
抓
no
紧
time to
时间
lose.
了。
Trophies, lab equipment, pharmaceutical books, wax cylinders placed on the cabinet. So we've already investigated this. Currently no special findings have been made. I've already observed the items on the lab bench. Take another look? Yes. To remind myself, if nothing else. Dismantled kerosene lamp on the table. Several uncotton threads soaked in the kerosene bottle, a small brush inside. Stack of oil paper on the table, each sheet is large and thin. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Among them, there are aspirin, procaine, and trichloromethane. Test tubes contain powdered herbal medicines such as Sephora flavescens and Angelica sinensis. Same thing. Toxicology tests indicate that the death of my brother is not related to strychnine. There could be various underlying causes for his body contortion. What haven't I found then? What's missing? What haven't I seen? How do I know if I've seen everything? Oh, no, same thing. Okay, I don't. I guess because I've already seen it before. What was originally inside this white circle? A roll of Morse code paper strip, which we took as evidence. So you found it on the ground? Aye, that's right. I suspect it fell from the Morse code telegraph machine. Does it have any content on it? Aye, it's all telegrams from Mr. Bell, Joseph's father. We've checked the contents, discussing the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious. During the incident from 1:40 to 2:30 PM, cafe staff heard constant phonograph sounds. They were playing the Peking Opera 7-star lamp. There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangements. Stool's very small, with a height of less than 20 centimeters. 7 candles arranged in the shape of the Big Dipper. Each candle's been firmly fixed to the floor with wax. 2 of the candles have a shallow scratch on their sides. This is the telegraph machine on the table. And there are traces of it being used on that day. The Morse code paper reel we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on its tap. Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. Your book's been taken from the deck. Oh yeah. Because we found a gap in the swoosh. Photo of my brother with his classmates taken by Joseph. One person in the photo is Stone Wu and the other person is Toby Chang. I've already observed this place. No. Oh! Well, that's interesting. The skylight is very high, needing a ladder to reach it. Okay. The memory isn't pleasant. Do you want to proceed? Yes.
This is all the case files here. You can take your time reviewing here. I'll go get the paperwork ready for your signature.
Thank God it's finally coming to an end. Police interrogation transcripts. The subjects being Toby Chang, Mr. Bell. Toby, hey? I mean, we know Toby's a wrong'uns. I'm gonna say it's Toby from the start. Whose transcript do you want to read? I mean, all of them.
Officer, I am a distinguished graduate of UCL. How could I possibly commit murder?
I mean, Toby's the name of a murderer. What can I tell you?
There's competition between you and the victim, Brian Shen. Besides, you were the last one to see him before Brian returned to the apartment.
I did see him, but you can't condemn me as guilty just because I saw him, right?
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the following questions. On the day of Brian's death, August 15th, someone claims to have seen you two arguing.
We had no argument. It must be someone trying to smear my name.
We do need to ask him if he was drunk. Although, it wasn't happening much before. No. This is like the 20s, I think, isn't it? So, it wasn't that long before. Detectiving is going good. We're dreaming at the moment.
I can explain that. At 9 a.m. that morning, I was going to the Wandsworth Library to borrow books, passing by Pimlico.
Wandsworth. Just saying. But English is your second language, so we'll let you off.
I saw Brian coming out of Mr. Bell's office building. I greeted him, but he pretended not to hear.
How do you know he pretended not to hear? He might have legitimately not heard.
I was angry. I grabbed him to confront and discuss the situation.
You were angry because you said hello and he didn't hear you.
Just because you greeted him and he did not respond?
I feel like someone's got some anger management issues, Toby.
Not exactly. Mr. Bell's research project should be mine.
Oh.
He stole it away. He not only shamelessly took my project, but also deliberately ignored me. Wasn't that infuriating?
I feel like one of those two things is more infuriating than the other. Just saying.
So you got into an argument with him over that?
I didn't. He seemed absent-minded, not responding as if he couldn't hear what I was saying.
So maybe he didn't deliberately ignore you, is what you're saying? So maybe you started yelling at him for no reason, is what you're saying?
Later, someone looked our way, so I let him go. There was no argument at all.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answer. Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon that day? And what were you doing?
I spent the entire afternoon studying at the library, then returned to the lab in the evening.
Is there someone who can vouch for your whereabouts?
The librarian named George can testify for me.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your... You ken of others who might bear a grudge against Brian?
I wouldn't know. I'm usually focused on my academic pursuits and don't mind others' business.
Mr. Cheng, please cooperate with our work.
I really don't know. Only one time I overheard him having a heated argument with Stone Wu.
What's the relationship between Stone Wu and Brian Shen? Do you ken why they had an argument?
They are friends. Stone often borrowed money from Brian. Their argument might be related to money, but I'm not so sure about specifics. But I heard Stone recently made a fortune. Moreover, he hurriedly returned to China the day before Brian's incident. Definitely fishy.
I mean, there's an alibi.
We'll verify. Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answer.
Right, it's time for break, so we will look at the other in a couple of minutes. Yes, I'm not a robot. My mum liked it. Thanks, Mum.
The swing after we're gonna jump on.
All right.
Ready? This one, right now.
I overshot.
Then we have to get off it right away.
I overshot.
Stop overshooting.
I...
Oh! Stop.
Stop what? Stop
Okay,
dangling, damn it.
Sorry.
And it was all yellow. Look at the nails, look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do. And they were all yellow. Do you not appreciate my singing, Puss? I do apologise. He seems like a happy little chappy. Death to all humans, death to all humans, death to all humans. Told you he was a happy little chappy. But that's what these games tend to be, I think. Oh! Yeah! Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. We killed the burning god. Whoop, whoop.
So yeah, it has like a certain age limit on it, and it depends on if you're running or not. So it's usually say. Ah! Are you okay? Yeah. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Guys. Hi, FM.
Romantic, I see.
Right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go kill my girlfriend's mum.
No living thing can approach it.
Manfred!
Manfred!
I choose you!
Come back!
Yeah, Manfred!
Last words, Volkaren, before I...
Yeah, Manfred!
You miserable little...
indent to the right.
A 1? Right. Watson Bell. Oh, it might be Watson. My word, it's all Sherlock stuff.
Mr. Bell is sorry for the trouble.
After all, Brian was a researcher in the project I funded and a friend of Joseph's. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Heard this funding project is about opium cessation drugs?
Opium cessation medication is one of Watson Pharmacy's core businesses. We have always placed a strong emphasis on research and development in this area. In fact, the person we initially funded wasn't Brian, but his classmate, Toby Chen. Unfortunately,
so Toby was right.
had lofty ambitions, but little progress after 6 months.
Sounds like a motive to me.
Joseph introduced me to Brian. He was facing pressure from the Sassoon family due to his research. The Sassoons benefit greatly from the opium trade. They will by no means stand idly by. When I saw his research progress, it only strengthened my determination to support him.
Let's have a look-see. Sassoon family is a prominent family of Iraqi Jewish heritage. In August 1833, when the British Parliament abolished the East India Company's monopoly on trade with China, the Sassoon family took this opportunity to import a large quantity of cotton textiles and opium into China. During Lin Zexu's campaign to suppress the opium trade in Hunan, about half the opium seized came from the Sassoon family. Ooh, so they were the big-time drug dealers. Following the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, the Sassoon family established several foreign firms in Shanghai. In the early days of the newly established Sassoon & Co., an average of 5,000 chests of opium flowed into Shanghai each year. I don't know how much opium is in a chest, but it feels like a lot. So there, your drug cartel.
Also, the reason Brian studied pharmacy and aspired to develop better opium cessation medication was because his family was ruined and devastated by opium. I believe he is the most suitable person to carry out this research. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Someone hear ye having an argument with Brian in the office on the morning of August 15th?
At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee to talk his recent conditions.
Recent conditions?
How's she been faring recently?
The research faced some difficulties, and Brian was feeling quite down about it. I encouraged him to hold on, but he suddenly became very agitated, so we ended the conversation. It wasn't like his usual self. I intended to talk to him some day later, but...
So maybe he was already drugged or something?
How long has he been in this condition?
In fact, during that period, his condition was quite worrisome. He became very pessimistic. In hindsight, I should have kept him a bit longer. I deeply regret that now. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Where were ye between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
There was a pharmaceutical industry seminar that afternoon. I was invited to deliver a speech.
Understood. Your alibi is solid. For now, that's all.
Officer, may I add a few more details?
Aye, of course. Please go ahead.
Brian's research on opium cessation medication touched upon the interests of certain groups. I don't want this case to be overly influenced by external factors affecting police judgment. I also trust that the details of the case be kept confidential.
Aye, aye.
I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
So, the Sassoon family has a motive. Toby has a motive.
You police, let bad guys go. Bother this old lady instead.
Mrs. Chang, I brought you in for questioning because on that day you were...
Only one at scene? Suspect me as murderer just like that? Which fool would murder in their own home?
Mrs. Chang, if you...
Ridiculous! Dare you stop brewing my medicine, curing illness, extending life?
I'll try to keep it brief. Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
You ask where I was? It was Hungry Ghost Festival. Taboo to go out that day. Soak up sun, dispel bad energy. Been sitting in front of house sunning myself. You foreigners understand or not? On that day, Ghost Gate opens. Avoid going out.
I'll try to keep it brief. During that time, did anyone else enter?
Of course not. No one comes in without my permission. No one's getting in any day. Besides you police, who else likes barging into others' homes?
Burglars and murderers.
Did anyone else think you might have...
Yes, 2 guys tracking Brian. They've been staring in my house.
Aye, we've spoken to folk across the road, and nobody's laid eyes on the pair you mentioned. James and Mary from the cafe next door said the same. Are you?
I'm sure I didn't see wrong.
I'll try to keep it brief.
An overview of the case. Police conducted an investigation of each suspicious individual, but they all had alibis. It's a locked room and the only key was in Brian's hand, which led to the conclusion of suicide. Sergeant Joseph's urging, the police conducted several additional rounds of investigation. The police visited places that Brian had frequented, such as St Mary's Hospital, Savage Restaurant. However, no conclusive evidence was found that could overturn the aforementioned conclusion. Here is an attached layout map of Auntie Chang's house, as well as photographs of the crime scene. Shall I recall the situation at the crime scene again? No, we've just been there. This is the autopsy record of Brian, and the autopsy was personally conducted by Joseph. I don't know what opisthotonus is. Oh, is that the arched? Whatever. Bruises on fingertips on both hands, wood shavings in the nail folds. Recently healed wound on the dorsum of the right foot. No strychnine found. Ashes found on body. Wax strips found on the clothes. No abnormalities. No defense wounds. Stabbed to the left pulmonary artery. Extensive internal bleeding. Sudden cardiac arrest and subsequent death. Can be inferred that the time of death was between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. The victim died from hemorrhagic shock caused by a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery. Body in a contorted position, suspicion of strychnine poisoning, but no toxins were detected. Bruisings on fingertips with wood shavings in the nail folds. Healed wound on right foot. No other injuries were found, indicating no signs of probing wounds. Was he like scratching at the chair? Because there's like... Is that where the bruising and the fingertips came from? If he was like scratching at the chair legs? In addition, paper ashes found on the body and wax strips found on clothes. It's weird. On the afternoon when my brother was murdered, Toby Chang was studying in the library. The library administrator, George, confirmed that Toby Chang had a clear alibi. The appendix of the case file shows the police's investigation on Stone Wu. Stone Wu is a close friend of Brian, and it's said that they had a heated argument in the past. Stone Wu... Stone Wu suddenly left the UK the day before Brian's death. The police were unable to reach him. No one knows why he suddenly left, but this also serves as his alibi. The departure record in the appendix led the police to exclude him as a suspect. I mean, not being in the country is quite a good excuse, so long as he actually wasn't in the country. Auntie Cheng said that she sat at the gate all afternoon. Coffee shop staff confirmed this as fact. There's light reflecting in my eyes. Auntie Cheng mentioned brewing her herbal medicine herself. Upon investigation, she was found to have a fatal illness with only 1 year at most to live. I mean, yeah, then you would be desperate. Aha, the Morse code paper reel Officer Jones found at the crime scene. The centre of the paper reel has a hexagonal groove. One end of the paper tape has been folded over, forming a strange bend. The inner side of the paper tape is quite dirty and shows sign of wear and tear. The paper strip is filled with dots and lines, which are Morse code. The police have successfully deciphered the telegrams. 5 telegrams from Mr. Bell to my brother, starting 2 weeks before the incident. Adjusted medication proven effective in small trials. Congratulations. Not your fault, no need to blame yourself. Drug development, challenging path. Keep going, I believe success awaits. Optimism needed. Assistance offered any time. Stay positive. Understand concerns. Office meeting tomorrow, 9 AM. Okay. The only key to the crime scene room was held in my brother's left hand during the incident. After examination, it was found that the key only had fingerprints belonging to my brother. Photo of the key, distinct oriental style in its appearance, intricate craftsmanship. Is it distinct oriental style? It just looks like a box standard key to me. This key has a side cut mechanism, making it difficult to duplicate. If you say so. This is the dagger that took my brother's life. The blood on it has already coagulated. As Officer Jones mentioned, compared to a regular dagger, this dagger is lighter. The police have found 2 fingerprints on the dagger, and both of them belong to my brother. Interestingly, both fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger handle. There were also slight scorch marks on the ring at the end of the dagger handle. Scorch marks. And there were scorch marks on the ceiling, so could there have been like a rope rigged up that then burnt and the knife dropped? Maybe? And that's why there's ashes? Potentially. There's a map on the wall showing police jurisdiction boundaries. Red lines on the map connect to different crime scenes. Auntie Cheng's house is located in Area A under the jurisdiction of Westminster Police Station. Okay. Why would he go all the way to Wandsworth to go to a library? Westminster's got libraries. Presumably. A copy of the Times on August 16th. The headline is about a fire incident. That's the hospital that the brother went to. Is it? Did someone set the fire to burn some evidence? London St Mary's Hospital on fire last night, resulting in the tragic death of 20 patients. The fire broke out on the second floor around 9 PM and quickly engulfed the entire building. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. There are thousands of letters piled up on the bookshelf. Surprisingly, those are letters from the infamous Jack the Ripper case. Among them, some provide information and some are claimed to be written by the killer. I mean, none of them were written by the killer. Hoaxers be hoaxing, and we know all about Jack the Ripper.
Master Shen, this here is Sergeant Gaunt, in charge of investigating your brother's case.
Family of the deceased. The investigation into this case is done and dusted. Sign here.
Sergeant Gaunt, I can't sign it yet.
What you say?
My brother won't kill himself.
You questioning the police, are you?
No. I just feel that.
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard, very seriously. Suicide is the conclusion reached after meticulous investigation and careful consideration. Whether it's Joseph or the more experienced Sergeant Gaunt, both are on board with this conclusion.
Ain't you here to collect the remains? No signature, no go with the rest of the bleeding paperwork.
My brother would never commit suicide, but if I sign this paper, it means this case is closed. I cannot sign so easily like this. Brian, what have you been through? This feeling. Seems something's wrong.
Mr. Shen, are you feeling unwell?
Uh-huh.
A voice tells me that there is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
Oh, God. Right, let's look through. Got an anonymous telegram. A homicide occurred. That was at 2:05. And they said it happened between 2 and 3. It's the candles. 2 of them have scratches. Morse code paper reel. Phonograph. If that's only 46 minutes long, someone must have set it going less than 46 minutes before it was discovered, right? That's weird as well. Yeah, because the cotton threads, right, could have held the dagger? Yeah, and there's scorch marks on the ring of the handle. So I think there's definitely something about that going on. But I don't know what piece of evidence. There's an inconsistency between something we saw and the documents. Is that the date? So they're okay. Because it was the 15th when he died, I think. I'm going to say that. Maybe.
What's it you're trying to prove then?
I don't know.
Mr. Shen, is there an issue?
Apparently not.
It seems like there is. Allow me. A voice tells me that there is an inconsistency between.
Maybe this then. No.
What's it you're
A voice. There is an inconsistency between a certain.
Gonna get a hint. Yeah, I know that. Oh, Police District B. Police District B. That's Kensington. But it should be Westminster.
Officers, I noticed that the letter B is marked on each folder. Is this the police station's code or identifier?
Aye, that's our station code. We're mainly responsible for security in Kensington.
The map indicates that the house where the murder occurred is located in the city of Westminster. On the map, Westminster is labeled with the code A.
You questioning if we ain't got the authority?
I'm just raising a reasonable doubt.
I've mentioned to you before, we received the initial distress telegram. That day, I showed Joseph the distress telegram. We knew the address, so we went together.
Why did you show it to Joseph? That feels random.
The person who sent the telegram is crucial. He is likely a key witness. We should continue.
The scene's a locked room, and the only fingerprints on the murder weapon are your brother's. Just these two bits alone are enough to peg it as a suicide. Unless you can cough up some proper evidence, go on and get out of my sight.
Brother, what's a detective?
侦探也像旅行
A
家一样
detective is
四
like
处
an
冒险，
adventurer who ventures into various places,
但他们总能发
but
现
they
别人
always
注意不
manage
到
to
的
spot
细节。
details that others may overlook.
说不定有什么细节被我忽略掉了。
Perhaps there are some details that I've overlooked.
If you claim my brother stabbed himself, this piece of evidence seems peculiar. Officers, something still puzzles me. The fingerprints found on the dagger belong to my brother's left index and thumb.
Did I know that? I don't think I did. Does it say?
And the fingerprints are located at the end of the knife handle. It seems that he wasn't gripping the dagger, but rather holding it between two fingers. In this position, how could he have stabbed himself in the chest with the dagger?
Clearly that ain't the way he held the dagger when he offed himself.
But if he held the dagger in a different way, there should have been more fingerprints left.
Also, you're talking to a bereaved relative. Maybe offed himself isn't the best language to be using?
Not necessarily.
We speculate your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves. No fingerprints were left.
Why would you do that?
If he intended to kill himself, why would he avoid leaving fingerprints on the dagger?
That doesn't matter.
You.
Mr. Shintunai, get upset. We're not trying to make things difficult for you deliberately. The detail you're questioning, even if it's in doubt, it's didn't change the conclusion. It was a locked room. Door, windows, skylight, all locked from inside. The only key was in your brother's hand. There is nae a second person who could have committed the act in such a situation.
Are there truly no other possibilities?
Is there a possibility that the killer had copied a key in advance? How did that get over there? If the telegraph is over there. Mr. Shen, I already told you. The key that was in your brother's hand was the only key to the room. It's not that difficult to duplicate a key. Are they all him, just with a mustache on? You know nothing about your own ignorance. It's so obvious that the police would have overlooked it. The key features a unique Eastern design which you've seen in the case file. I've consulted several locksmiths to verify this. None of them can replicate it exactly. Is it really true? But why would Auntie Cheng's house use such complex keys and locks? The reason's not important. What's important is that this turns the crime scene into a locked room. There may be other possibilities that exist. The only key to the room was in my brother's hand, which suggests that the killer didn't need the key. Maybe. Perhaps the killer didn't need the key at all. If there was no key, how did the killer lock the door? The killer didn't need to use a key to lock the door because... Maybe it was like... I mean, the case that we had right at the beginning, the door wasn't locked, right? It seemed locked, but it wasn't locked. So it could be something like that. I've heard of cases where the killer creates the illusion of a locked door. But in reality, the door was never locked.
你说的这种可能性
Possibility you mentioned doesn't
存在。
exist.
我们破门而入时，撞
The
坏
lock
了
latch was
锁扣
damaged when we forced open the
门上
door.
的锁舌一直处于伸出状态。我和约瑟反复
I and
检查
Joseph had
过，
repeatedly checked
很
and were
确
certain
定
that the door was
门
locked.
是锁着的。
看来
Since
这个
this
假设与
hypothesis
事实
does
不
not
符。
align with the facts, I need to reconsider. Reconsider.
我曾听人说起过，但事实上，
What?
你是我们破
What? But I wanted to reconsider. Ah, I reconsider. I go back here. And I reconsider. I
也许
see.
凶手根本就不需，
没有，
凶手不需要用钥匙锁门，也许凶手
Perhaps the killer was hiding
一直
inside
躲
the
在
room
屋
all
内，
along and left only
在
after
警
the
方
police
破门
came.
后才离开了房间。
那间屋子
The
一
room
目
was
了
clear
然
at first glance.
没有
There was
能
no
藏
hiding
人的
place
地
for someone.
要是有人敢这么干，早就被我们逮住了。
If someone dared to do that, we would have caught them already.
看来，这个
Okay.
也许凶手根本就
没有，
凶手不需要用钥匙锁门，
Never
也
entered
许
the
凶手
room.
根本就没有进屋。
Perhaps the killer never actually entered the house.
案发那天，他整个人气息
On the
低
day of the
落，
incident, he seemed
浑
low
浑
spirited,
噩噩，
disoriented,
脚
walked
步
unsteadily.
虚浮。
郑阿姨说，
Auntie Cheng said that my
那天
brother's
中午
face looked
我哥哥回游
odd
市
when
里
he
自
came
不会
back to the
进，
house at noon.
他会不会在回
Is
家
it
前
possible that he was already
就已经
injured
中招？
before returning home?
你是说
You mean he was
被
stabbed
害人在
outside and
屋外
returned to lock
遇刺
himself
后
indoors to
回
avoid
到
being
家
chased?
中，为了避免追杀
I mean, that's
而
possible, I
反锁了
guess.
门窗，最后
And died
死
inside the
在
locked
密
room.
闭的房间里。
正是这样。
That's exactly it.
但郑夫人接受讯问时，
When Mrs. Cheng was questioned,
完全没提
she
过
never
受害
mentioned
者身
bloodstains
上
on his body
有
or
血
any
迹
knife wounds to the
或者
chest.
胸口
Yeah, I
中
mean, he
刀
still had
之
the
类的
knife
事情
sticking in him. So I feel like that would be noticeable. Like, you could potentially be stabbed and go elsewhere and nobody notice. But not if the knife is still sticking out of you, I
也许
guess.
他没注意到，
Perhaps she didn't notice?
荒唐！
Ridiculous.
他对被害人
She
的面
observed
部
the
表情
victim's
都
facial
观察得那么
expressions
细
so
致
carefully.
怎么可能没注
How
意
could
到被害
she
人
have
胸
not
口
noticed
是
if the
不是
victim's
插
chest
刀
had a knife inserted?
而且被
This,
害人衣服
and the
上的血
bloodstains
迹
on the victim's
并没有
clothes
呈
don't
现
show
出
a
向
downward
下
flow
流的趋势，
trend.
说明被害人死
This
前
indicates the victim
并
was
不是
not
处
in
于
a
战
standing
斗状态
position before his death.
小子，
Lad, solving a
破案
case
不
is
是
not
看
like
侦
reading
探小
detective
说，
novels.
猜测要
Speculation
基
would
于
be
证
based
据
on evidence. Okay. We'll try the last one of these then.
也许凶手根本
没有钥，
凶手不需要用钥匙锁，凶手有可能是通过窗户离开，
It is possible that the killer left through the window
然后又用某些
and
方
then
法
somehow locked the
锁
window
上了
again.
窗户。
科迪，你来解释。
Cody, explain this.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you also
你也检
checked
查
it.
过的，
Both of those windows were
那
locked
两
from the
扇窗
inside.
都是从室。
也许凶手是通过
Perhaps the
这
killer
个
locked the windows
锁上
using
了
this
窗户
method. Hmm.
他应该是利用了屋
He
内
must
的
have
某
used
些
a
物品
certain
来
mechanism
旋
inside
转
the
窗把手
house to rotate the window handle.
什么物品？
What item? Oh! Hello.
这就是凶手用来反锁窗
This
户的
would be
物
the
品。
item that the killer used to lock the windows from the inside. No?
沈先生，
Mr.
恕
Shen,
我
forgive
直
me,
言
but I don't see how it would be
我
connected
觉
to the
得
windows.
它和窗户
No, it was the
你好好
telegraph
跟着
thing.
容我，他应该是利用了物，
什么物品？
That's why it's grubby, and it was on the floor, or something.
凶手可以利用
The
这件
killer
纸
could
袋
have used this
来
tape
旋
to
转窗把
rotate the
手。
window handle.
纸袋
Paper strip?
要
How do you
怎么
operate
操
it?
作？
先将纸袋卷在窗
First,
把手
wrap
上，
the strip around the window
再利
handle.
用电报机
Then use the
拉动纸
telegraph machine to pull the strip. you remember our conversation when you were inspecting the windows? That window handle was tight. It took a lot of force to latch it. Paper strip would definitely break. That possibly means other things. Okay. Seems like this approach lacks practicality. Okay. I don't know if anything bad is going to happen if I just go through every option.
然后又用某些。
可以。
是，也许凶手是通过这种办法，说不定凶手在警方调查现场
I mean, the killer didn't have an
帮
accomplice.
凶偷偷地反锁了窗户。
I don't think, because then that's two people who have to get out of the room, not just
可
one.
是当时只有我和约瑟在房间中。
Unless Joseph is the accomplice.
所以你认为谁是帮凶？
So who do you think is an accomplice, Cody or Joseph? Yeah.
若警察是帮凶，
If the police are accomplices, then reasoning is pointless. I mean, that is true.
的确，任何证
The
据的真实性
authenticity of any
都要
evidence
被
would
打
be
成
in
问号。
question.
合理的思路
A
是，
reasonable approach would be to
暂不做此假设，
not make this assumption
除
unless
非有
there's
明
clear
确的证
evidence
据
to prove
证明
that.
警，从头来过吧。
Okay.
凶手有可能是然后，也许凶手是通过这，说不定窗户是凶
Perhaps
手
the killer
案发
locks
后
the
回
window
屋
from the inside. Well, then how would they get out?
不可能。
It's not possible. Joseph and I were in the room at that time.
你认为凶手？
Yeah.
这更不可能。案发的
Yeah,
那
yeah,
天，
yeah, yeah, yeah.
警局里的其他
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go right back to the beginning again.
房间唯一的钥匙在哥哥手里。
Killer
也
returns
许
the
凶手
key.
锁好门后，
Perhaps the killer
会
locks
用
the
某种
door
方
and
式
then
将钥
somehow
匙送
returns
回
the key.
哦，通过哪里送回来？
Through the skylight?
凶手可以通过天窗送回钥匙。
The killer could have returned the key through the
你
skylight.
是认真的吗
Are？you serious?
至少这种可能
Yes,
性
this
存在。
possibility exists.
可以。
Cody, explain
Right.
this.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, this might
这恐
not
怕
be
是做
possible.
不
The
到。
skylight is locked and the
天
glass is
窗
also
是反
undamaged.
锁的，
窗框上有火燎
There are
痕迹，
scorch marks on the window frame.
说不定凶手
Perhaps the
用加
killer
热的
used
方式
heat to
打
open the
开了玻璃
glass.。
玻璃上有积
Dust
灰，
accumulated on the
如
glass.
果被人
Traces
动
would be
过，
found if
会
it had
留
been
下痕
touched.
迹。
This is not the case.
看来
Okay.
也许是
好，通
Through
过
the
大
door?
概率还是通过门
Most
送
likely,
回
the
钥
key
匙。
was returned through the door.
毕竟门是房间唯一
Indeed,
的
the
出
door
入
is。usually the only entrance and exit point of a room.
可是
However, how could the killer
凶
return
手
the
要
key to the
怎样
victim's
通
hand
过
through the
门
door?
把钥匙送回被害人手中呢？
Using a mechanism?
凶手
The killer may have used
或许
certain
可以利
items
用
in the
玻璃的
house
某
to
些物
construct a
品制作机
mechanism.
关。
机关？
A mechanism?
什么机关
What kind of
能把
mechanism
钥
could
匙
accurately
准确
deliver
地
the key back
送
into
回
the
被
victim's
害人
hand?
手中？
首先，
Firstly,
凶
the
手要
killer
用
would
这
need
件
to
物
use
品
an item to connect the
将
key
钥匙
to
和
my
哥哥的
brother's
手
hand.
连接起来。
Is that what that is?
凶手很可能是利用
Killer
这根
likely
摩
used
斯码
this
纸
Morse
盘
code paper reel to bring the
将钥
key
匙
into
收
the
入
house.
摩斯码纸，
纸袋的内侧比较
The
脏，
inner side of the paper strip is
有一些磨
dirty
损
and
痕迹。
shows some signs of wear.
我怀疑
I
这
suspect
是
that
纸袋
these
在
marks
地
are
上拖
caused
行
by
后
the
产
paper
生的
strip
痕
being
迹。
dragged on the ground. Ha ha ha! We're getting there. Not feasible.
首先，
First of all, the
电报机的朝向
orientation
是
of the
问题
telegraph machine is an issue.
电报机上的纸盘
The paper rail on the
指向实验桌
telegraph
的方
machine
向
is facing towards
而
the
不是
table,
指向
not towards
房
the
门
door.
其次，
Furthermore,
从
the
空间上
telegraph
看
machine, the
电报
victim,
机
and the
被
door
害
do not
人
align.
和房门并这里不仅有角度
There's
差
not only a difference in
还有高
angle,
度
but also a difference in height here.
小子，
Now you tell me,
现在你来，凶手是
how
怎
could
么
the
用
killer
纸
use the
袋
paper strip
把
to
钥
return the
匙
key
送回
back
你
to your
哥哥
brother's
手
hand?
中？
仅凭纸袋是不够的，
Paper strip is not enough. The killer should have used some other items in the room as well.
究竟哪些物品构成了机关？
Which items exactly make up the mechanism and how do they
我需要
work?
把思路好好
I need to
整理一
organize
下。
my thoughts properly. I feel like we're along the right lines. Oh my god, right. Okay. I felt like the candles were used as like some sort of a pulley system, as was the whole of the knife. And this. But I don't know what order it wants. There's wood shavings in the nail crevices. Yeah. I think the skylight was used in some way. I don't know. But I don't know how it wants me to, like, order things. Paper reel doesn't rotate on its own. Yeah. Oh, God. Could that be the power source? Something doesn't seem quite right. There's a height difference between the table and the floor. When the paper strip is straightened, it will pass through the candle flame and be ignited. I need a hint, because I'm going to run out of lives. Connecting components, track limiters, and power source of the mechanism. Ah, the stool must have been part of it. I guess? That's why the stool's just randomly there.
So that's how it is.
Yeah. So the order didn't matter then, because I don't think that was a sensible order.
Officers, I know how the killer returned the key.
Mr. Shinden, please, share your thoughts.
The killer indeed used the code paper strip to transport the key. He inserted one end of the paper strip into the key's chain hole and bent it back in reverse. Used my brother's hand to hold onto the strip.
Oh, you can tell he's a wrong un. Look at that expression on his face as he's doing it. Notice, though, there's no dagger there. He hasn't been stabbed yet.
Next, use the candle to change the direction of the strip and keep it down with a low stool. Installed the reel onto the phonograph. When the phonograph was activated, it retrieved the paper strip and pulled back the key. The key had resistance when passing through the hand, causing the strip to detach. Then, the key stayed in his hand. This is the method the killer used to return the key.
Interesting.
Since the Morse code paper reel is not a component of the phonograph, we all instinctively assumed that it could only be installed on the telegraph machine. But in fact,
but it was on the floor next to the phonograph.
Machine can't retrieve paper strips. What truly aided the killer in this scheme was the phonograph by the desk.
The phonograph can have so many uses.
Yep, you can listen to stuff. You can confuse detectives. 2 whole uses right then and there. The nut has the same hexagonal shape as the slot in the centre of the paper reel. Yeah, it do. By fixing the paper reel here, the killer could retrieve the paper strip using the phonograph. The paper reel could surely be installed here. However, if the paper reel was installed here, it cannot detach by itself. But we did find it on the ground. I don't know. Alright. Oh yeah, as that moved across, it would have popped it off. It's indeed the phonograph's tone arm that caused the paper reel to detach.
Officers, please take a look. The phonograph's tone arm continuously shifts to the right during music play. The tone arm pushes the paper reel away and the reel rolled into the position where it was found. So, the killer's artifice of creating a locked room illusion stands completely exposed.
Mr. Shen, that's truly an enlightening deduction.
What's your opinion, Sergeant Gaunt?
Your speculation does have a certain level of plausibility.
I mean, it really doesn't though, does it? It could happen, but it's not likely.
Could the police say that?
But speculation is just speculation. Cracking a case comes down to evidence and facts.
That is true.
My statements are backed by factual evidence.
Are they though?
Your speculation does seem to explain some of the phenomena at the scene.
Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
But there are still fatal contradictions between it and some crucial facts.
What facts?
Time. Between 1:40 and 2:30 that afternoon, the cafe downstairs heard uninterrupted phonograph music. If the killer turned on the phonograph to transport the key back into the room, then before 1:40 he must have locked the door and left the scene. According to autopsy, your brother's time of death is estimated to be between 2 and 3.
Yeah, because of the
course, it can
dagger.
be narrowed down further
He
to
wasn't
2 to 2:28. He was dead when the police arrived.
He wasn't dead when he was all contracted and it was all set up.
You
He was
catch
just
what this implies?
he was just unconscious.
Even following your speculation, your brother got stabbed after the killer left the room.
Uh-huh.
Well, that blows the foundation of this reasoning out of the water, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Out of the water.
Is it possible he was attacked before 1:50, with death occurring after 2 o'clock?
You know he died from a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery, causing sudden cardiac arrest. In other words, he died instantly, right after getting stabbed. The bloodstains at the scene confirm that as well.
Could this situation be due to...
Delayed
Since the door was locked first, then the murder. The killer likely employed a method to delay the time of the murder.
How can that be possible? There are no signs of binding or defense wounds on your brother's body. Would he just stand by and watch the killer set up a killing mechanism?
I mean, it would be interesting to watch.
I suspect my brother had lost the ability to move at that time because My brother's autopsy report is the best evidence. Officer Jones mentioned that most contortions are related to paralysis of the back nerves. I suspect the killer used anesthetic drugs on my brother.
I've suggested this direction early on, but toxicology results came back all negative.
Perhaps a substance undetectable with current forensic expertise.
Can't confirm or deny that possibility. But before delving into the drug angle, a more pressing question is, if there was no one in the room at the time, how did the weapon pierce the victim's chest? No
Dangle
crossbows
fire!
or similar devices were found at the scene.
It dangled, and then there was fire.
Officer Jones, was the dagger vertical to the ground at that time?
At that time, the body was in a contorted position, the chest almost parallel to the ground.
Parallel. Can't say that
The
with a
dagger
rrr.
was thrust vertically into his chest. It can be considered as vertical to the ground.
Vertical to the ground. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. This is likely not a coincidence.
Are you suspecting the killer hung the dagger on the skylight?
Uh-huh.
On second thought, the skylight is very high and it's impossible to reach without a ladder. But Mrs. Cheng's house doesn't have a ladder. There were no signs of anything being moved at the crime scene. How was the dagger hung up then? It can't have flown there, can it?
Officer Jones, you reminded me. This item made me realize how the killer suspended the dagger.
Oh, these.
Mr. Shin's suggesting the photograph
That's
along
the
with the dagger
asbestos mesh
took off.
with the wax in the middle, right? And that's why there was burnt paper and ash.
He means the lantern in the photo. That idea does have a touch of imagination to it.
But can a lantern truly carry a dagger and take off?
At room temperature, air density is 0.08 of a pound per cubic foot, while hot air in a lantern is 0.06 of a pound per cubic foot. 35 cubic feet volume lantern, excluding its own weight, can lift an object weighing up to 9.17 ounces. The dagger weighs 5.64 ounces, requiring only 24 cubic feet of lantern volume to lift it.
Sergeant Gaunt's calculations are precise and admirable.
Was that just off the top of your head, my dude?
Never thought Sergeant Gaunt's math skills were so deep and unbelievable.
Just a bit of a private hobby, you know.
So why wasn't there a lantern found at the crime scene?
I got it. The asbestos mesh serves as the base support for the lantern, with a stone wax as the heat source. This partially burned piece of paper should be part of the lampshade. On the lab table, there's a stack of identical large, lightweight sheets of paper.
I didn't ken what method the killer used to completely burn the lampshade like that.
I believe the lampshade must have been brushed with kerosene. When the flame spread, it could burn down the entire sky lantern.
No wonder there were paper ashes on your brother's body.
The position where the lantern hangs from the ceiling was not controllable. How did the killer ensure that the falling dagger would definitely stab the victim? Besides, about the death time delay, how did he control the timing of the dagger's descent?
There should be another mechanism at the scene.
Another
composed
one?
of a sky lantern and some other items.
The book's got to have something to do with it, right? Someone did have a lot of free time to plan this. Right. It is time for another break. So everybody have a think during the break. And we'll solve this in a couple of minutes. Is there something alive in that bag? That's slightly concerning. I think I killed it by hitting it with the crowbar, so that's good. Okay, I didn't think I'd lit it. Apparently I did. It blew myself up a little bit.
What happened in the grove was a horror, one I won't ignore. But nor will I let a devil roam the coast unchallenged.
Yeah, it was.
Please.
It was a horror. Yeah.
The only devils here.
And we did some horror. 3. 2. Yeah. We didn't do it on purpose. It got a bit out of hand.
You're not the worst liar I've ever met. But you're daft as a brick if you think I'm going to believe that.
Look, just because I'm daft as a brick doesn't mean I'm bad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. We don't like being called daft, apparently. By Karlak. There be cones. Ah! Oh! Okay, well that's new. Ha ha ha! Have I broken the game? Like 3 seconds in. He seems like a happy little chappy. Death to all humans, death to all humans, death to all humans. Told you he was a happy little chappy.
Down here in the basement with this guy.
Is that funny?
You know, Mr. Not in any of our data.
Yeah! Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. We killed the burning god. Whoop, whoop. Why did he die? Why did that happen? Why? Why would that be a thing that happens? Yeah, I know you want fried chicken. We all want fried chicken, but I don't know how to make fried chicken, so... Diddly, dee, dee, dee.
All right then, let's go rob some fools.
Let's do it.
Good job finding this spot. You found it too. I wouldn't
Are you okay?
Talk me into it.
Are you all right?
To be enjoyed after the steam session. Champagne for a special occasion.
Euclids! Right, back to it. Have we solved it then? I've only got one life left. I feel like I might as well have a guess. Lose that life. Die. Candles have got to be involved somehow, yes, I think. And I'm pretty sure the string. So we've got the string, we've got... I don't think the order matters. And the candles. Do we think the book's got something to do with it? Or do we think the missing book's a red herring? Scorch marks in a certain location in the room as well.
Listen, I get you're invested in this case.
Oh, right, all right, yeah. Couldn't find evidence. Try again, right. But we should have all our lives back now. So we're good. Oh.
There should be another
Yeah, okay. So there were scorch marks. Where were there scorch marks? Scorch marks on the skylight. But I can't click on anything here. Or zoom in or anything. There were scorch marks on the dagger. Scorch marks on the skylight. It's bruising on the fingers, which is interesting. 2 have shallow scratches on their sides. 1 has kerosene marks. Okay, yes, so the candles are involved. That doesn't have kerosene or anything. That doesn't have scorch marks on it. No scorch marks. No scorch marks. Maybe it's just that. And that.
So that's how it is.
Okay.
The ring at the end of the dagger's handle shows signs of scorching. There are scorch marks on the skylight frame as well. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight.
Dude, we've already established that thing went up, balloon went up, caught fire, dropped the dagger. We know all that.
That's the killer's plan.
This is about the timing, my dude.
Go on, then. Let's hear it.
The reason the killer placed my brother right beneath the skylight is because the skylight is concave, feasible to fix the sky lantern to its window frame. Then, he tied the kerosene-soaked cotton thread to a candle. After arranging the key, paper, and phonograph, he could leave the room and lock the door. Before long, the candle burned down to the cotton thread that suspended the dagger. Finally, the dagger fell vertically, piercing my brother's chest.
Why did he need the sky lantern? Oh, to get it up to the... Yeah, because he couldn't climb up there.
Murder. The killer is still at large.
Or it's small. We don't know. Well, thank you.
For someone
Thank you.
without professional
Everybody
training,
clapped.
you are quite impressive.
Thank you.
You do have a natural talent for detective work, indeed. However, this particular dagger tips the scales at a mere 160 grams.
I mean, that says 190. But sure.
Falling from the skylight, could it veritably penetrate your brother's heart?
He was very soft-hearted, was my brother.
Perhaps it behooves us to undertake an experiment.
Whoa, who are we going to stab? Who's volunteering? Oh.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Shen.
Is that Wilson? Also, where did we find loads of identical daggers?
We've given it our all, tried every which
Wilson!
way, but we just can't mimic the scenario you put forth.
But those mechanisms, why?
I do ken how you.
Oh, I didn't notice all these ones as
They're
well.
at a standstill with no breakthroughs in sight.
The landlady's not going to be happy about all the dagger marks in the floorboards. Breakthrough! Breakthrough! Ah, morning.
先生，找到那份书稿了。
Shen, I found the manuscript. Still the same time.
我刚刚睡着了。
I think I just fell asleep.
是啊，外面天都亮了。
Yeah, it's already dawn outside.
沈先生，趁你睡着，我翻了好多书架，
Mr.
可算
Shen.
是把那本书找到了。
While you were sleeping, I searched through all the shelves and finally found that book. I thought Afu said he found it. Praise me! Praise me!
秀丽，快把书拿给沈先生看
Xu
吧。
Li, quickly bring the book to Mr. Shen.
沈先生，罗佩借鉴的应该是这篇小说了。
Mr. Shen, it seems that Lope borrowed inspiration from this novel.
藻井之殇，
Death Under the Kai Sun,
作者沟城
written
居士。
by Sinosura. That sounds like a dinosaur. Do dinosaurs write books?
如果不是祖父的急性，我恐怕不会再踏入祠堂一步。
If not for my grandfather's urgent letter, I wouldn't have returned to this ancestral hall.
老屋门环上斑驳的铜锈，
The old door knocker is covered in mottled
一
rust,
如叔伯们身上阿扎的。
just like the stench of lucre on my uncle's.
三婶逢人便宣扬，
I don't
儿子
know,
有
okay,
带
Wolf.
回来的留声机。
My aunt would boast to everyone about the phonograph her son brought back from studying abroad.
据说是灌了名伶的唱
It said
段，
to have recordings of
要在仪
famous
式
opera
上大
singers.
露一手。
She intended to show off in the ceremony.
大伯死了，
Uncle was
被
killed.
刺死在祭
He
祖仪
was
式
stabbed to
上，
death during the ancestral ceremony.
那可是间密室啊！
That's a locked
唯
room,
一的钥匙
and the only
就
key is
在
with
大
him.
伯身上。现场除了尸体旁的
Besides the body,
格
the
外热
seven-star
闹
lamp and the singing machine captured everyone's attention.
大伯是被七星灯
Was
禁
my
锢
uncle killed by the seven-star
亦
lamp,
或是
or
被机
bewitched
器
by
的
the
声
sound
音
of the
蛊惑
machine?
我重新勘察了
I
现场，
re-examined the scene, and
的确是
indeed,
间密室。
it was a locked room.
留声机也因
The
变调而
phonograph,
显得诡
now
异。
out of tune, seemed eerie.
难道真的是
Could it
鬼
really
神
be the
作祟
work of spirits?
凶手是用孔明灯
The killer
将
used the
凶器
sky
伸到
lantern
藻
to
井
lift the
之上
murder weapon up to the Kai Sun.
变调的留声
The
机
discordant phonograph
又让我察觉
exposed the
到了
fishing
浑浊
line,
中的鱼线。
solving the locked room
密室
mystery.
有，但藻井下的
But how many times must the tragedy under the Kai Sun repeat, like the cycle of this roller?
封底贴着一张纸，
Piece of paper on the
上
back
面写
cover
着
which says
少国
Eastern
镇关平街
End
东上。
of Guanting Street, Xiaobo Town.
先生，怎么样？有什么发现吗？
Shen, how is it? Any discoveries?
密室
The locked room, the phonograph, the sky lantern, the Big Dipper.
这些描述都与哥哥
These
遇害的
descriptions
现
are
场。
consistent with the scene where my brother was killed.
书中的密室没有天
The
窗，
room in the book lacks a skylight,
但屋顶有
yet
个
has
藻
a
井，
roof case
两
on.
者的作用是一样
Both
的。
serve the same purpose.
摩斯码纸带
The
则被替
fishing
换
line
成
was
了鱼
replaced
线
with Morse code paper strip.
相比罗佩的小说，
Compared to Lope's novel, this
这本书
manuscript
稿
is
与
even
哥哥的
closer
命
to
案
the
现
scene of
场
my brother's death.
更加相似，就好像作者亲
It's
历
as
过
if the author has experienced it personally.
其他现场的细节也都一样吗？
Are the other details of the scene also the same?
小说中的案件
In the
发生
novel,
在祠堂，
the crime took place in
而
a
伦敦的
hall,
案件发生在
while the
书房。
London case occurred in a study room.
两者的布置有诸多
There are
差
other
异。
differences in the layout of the two scenes.
不过，
However,
这些差异
these
均与案情
differences
无
are
关。
irrelevant to the case.
唯一案情上的区别
The only difference in the case
是
is the manner of death.
死状
The manner of death?
小说中的受害者
In the book, the victim is
是
killed
在
by a
凿井
falling
在长柜
dagger
祭拜
while
时
kneeling beneath the
被下落的
caisson.
匕首扎死的。凶器插在他
The
的背
weapon
上，
plunged into his back,
他的尸
and
体
his body didn't
也
show
没有
any
出
signs
现
of
反曲线
contortion.
线。
这个差异
What does
意味
this
着什
difference
么呢？
mean? I don't know.
我不知道。
沈先生，
Mr.
我听了
Shen,
你们的讨
as I
论，
listened to your
突然有
discussion,
个
I
想
suddenly had some ideas.
愿闻其详。
Please share your thoughts.
我记得车尔尼雪夫斯基曾说
I remember
艺术
Chernev-
源于生活，高于生活。
Chernyshevsky once said, art comes from life and goes beyond it.
毕竟我本人也
As
是
a
真正
writer,
小说作者
I
嘛
understand how authors often draw
能够
inspiration
从
from
现实
reality
中
for their
获得故事灵
stories.
感。
Wait, we had some other things as well. Nikolai Chernyshevsky, a Russian materialist photographer, one of the authors of progressive magazine The Contemporary, criticized the Tsarist government and actively spread ideas about peasant revolution. Ooh, at the age of 27. I mean, I'm guessing that's not a photo of him at the age of 27. His work, The Aesthetic Relations of Art to Reality, proposed materialist views such as beauty is life and art stems from life, challenging the then dominant idealist aesthetics of Hegel? Sure. Caisson, a kind of ceiling structure in traditional Chinese architecture which makes the building ceiling concave upward like a well, and the walls are decorated with algae patterns, hence the name caisson. It's generally composed of a multi-layer arch of wooden architecture which shrinks from the bottom to top to form an inverted bucket shape. Commonly found at the top of architectural structures such as grottos, temples and palaces. Okay. Since the plot of this book bears a striking resemblance to the case you're investigating, I think the author must be someone who knows about the case, right? Was the book written after the case? I was under the impression the book was written before the case.
那两位
Do the two of you happen to know
可
who
知道宫廷军师
Sinosora
是何
is?
许人？
Yeah, he's friends with
这我就
Velociraptor.
不清楚了。
I've never heard of this name.
作者只留了笔名。
The author only left his pen name, and I don't know his real identity either.
他还有其他作品吗？
Does the author have any other works?
没有了。
No, this is the only
这是
submission
勾
from
陈军师
Sinosora.
唯一的投稿。
有没有哪位作家的
Is
文
there
风
any other
与
work
相
with a
似？
similar writing style?
说不
Perhaps
定
the
作
author
者还
has
有
other
过其
pen
他笔。
names.
此书虽
While
构
this
思
book is a
精
clever
巧，
concept,
但
the
文笔
writing
生
style
涩
is still inexperienced.
作者
The
更
author
想
seems
突出
more
毛
like a
鲁的身
novice
手，
rather than someone
而
who
非经常
regularly
创
writes
作小说
novels.
之人。
那字迹呢？
What about the
我好像看
handwriting?
到过一些书
I
稿
think I've
字迹
seen some
与这本
manuscripts
书
with
相
similar
似。
handwriting.
这是流荡用的
This is a
誊抄
transcribed copy for
字迹
archiving,
是誊
and
抄
the
原
original
的
has been returned to the author.
原稿已经退还给作者了。
当时退稿的地址
The address
应
to
该
which
还
the
能找到
manuscript
吧？
was returned then should still be available, right?
时间久远
It's been a long
书籍
time,
又
and the
搬过
publishing
家
house has
收稿和
relocated.
退稿的记
These
录
records are no
都
longer
找不到
available.
了。
All I'm hearing are excuses, woman. Have we got any actual solutions to our problems?
书的这个部分，
Perhaps this part of the
说不定
book
对
can
找
help
作
us
者有
find the
帮助。
author. The back cover.
书的封底贴了一张
On the
纸，
back cover is a piece of paper
上面
saying Eastern End of Guanting
少国
Street,
镇关东街
Shabbo
东
Town.
省。
这个看上去
This doesn't look like Pinchen's handwriting.
韩秋姐，你知道这个地址吗？
Hanchi, do you know about this address?
没有。
No.
不过
But you've reminded me
你
of
倒提
something.
醒我了。碧城说过，
Picheng mentioned she'd found some of the rejected authors' addresses and planned to visit them. Shen, let's hurry and go visit the address left by Miss Liu. Who knows? Sinosora might just live there, and I've always wanted to meet a dinosaur.
好，我们看看去。
Okay, let's go and have a look.
两位，
May I borrow
我
this
可以把这
manuscript
篇书
for now?
稿先借。
当然。
Of course.
还有什么需
If
要我
there's
帮
anything
忙
else I can
的，
help with,
尽管
feel
开
free
口
to ask.
再见，再见。
Goodbye, goodbye.
少博镇官厅街东首。
Here we are at the east end of Guanting Street, Xiaobo Town.
进去看看。
Let's go in and take a look.
先生，这里看上去荒废很久了。
This place seems to have been abandoned for a long time. Yeah, but this is the place where the murder happened, right? I bet there's a case on up there.
沟城居士
Could it be that the author Sinosora has already moved away?
看屋内的装饰布局，
Judging from its decorations and
这不是住
layout,
宅，
it's not a residential
而是一座
house,
祠
but an
堂。
ancestral hall.
祠堂
Ancestral hall? He wouldn't be
他怎
living in
么
a
会住
hall,
在
would
祠堂
he?
里吧？
先调查一下看
Let's
看。
find out. Whoops. The right part of the couplets, the handwriting is already blurred. Continuing the family line, fragrance, for generations to come sincerely. Shen, is the large table in the middle the altar? Yes, the stairway on top is where the ancestral tablets are placed for worship. The left part of a couplet on which it's written, holding the candle, carrying on the ancestors' light, illuminating the virtue. Two fallen chairs, they don't seem to have anything special about them. The wooden door at the entrance of the ancestral hall. The plaque on the door reads, Dai Shun Zhao, morality, obedience, and filial piety. Shouldn't the door of the ancestral hall usually be in the centre? Why is it on the right side? Perhaps there are some feng shui considerations for the arrangements. What a coincidence! The door of the ancestral hall in the novel is also on the right side. Afu, have you noticed the caisson above us? The caisson? Told you there's one! Look up. This is a relatively rare octagonal caisson, almost identical to the description in the book. I looked up and saw the layers of vaults, towering like the sky. The centre of the vault is a Tai Chi pattern. The two yin and yang fish seem to be alive. Really, it's exactly like that. Could it be the case described in the novel actually occurred here? It's hard to say. Miss Wu once said that art originates from life. The author probably gained inspiration from here and incorporated it into the story. Miss Liu also found this place through the description in the novel. It's highly possible. Shen, it seems that there were words on this wooden board. There's a lot of dust on the wooden board. We need to wipe it off first. Smearing. To know gratitude and pay gratitude. Oh, the plaque on the ceiling beam has fallen off. Underneath these 4 big characters, there were also a list of names. Bright Wu, William Wu, Robert Wu, Grace Wu. Also named Wu. It seems like this place is the Wu family's... Oh. Everything's all intertwined! Melissa Wu, Rentley Wu. Rentley? Stone Wu. Ooh. 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 Shen, is there something wrong with Stonewu? Yes, I have seen the name Stonewu on your board. He's one of the suspects in the case. Stonewu. Is it him? The atmosphere here is so sinister. Who's saying that?
二位私闯进来，小心会有血光之灾呀！
You two come in without permission. Be careful or you may face a bloody disaster. By a bloody disaster, do you mean a disaster with lots of blood? Or do you mean like, oh, it's a bloody disaster?
所幸二位也算有缘，遇上我谢半仙。
Fortunately, you two are also fortunate to encounter me, demigod. Sier. And is demigod like a name or a title, or are you actually a demigod? Because if you're actually a demigod, that's awesome.
来帮你们算一算如何避凶。
Let me help you calculate how to avoid bad luck. What do you think? Yes, please.
你不也是私闯进来
You're
的
also
吗？
an intruder here, aren't you?
非也非也。
Okay, so I mean, yeah,
我对这里熟得
sure.
很，知道化解之法。
No, not at all. I'm very familiar with this place and know how to handle the situation. What situation? What's the situation?
我看你是想骗我们算命，让我们付钱吧。
I know you're trying to trick us into fortune telling and make us pay, don't you?
施主，
My friends, this is all about fate and destiny.
缘分。掏5个铜板，
Offer 5 copper
放个
coins
香
and light a candle.
为此事
Doing a small merit for this
小
matter will
小的功
suffice.
德便可。
谢老先生，
Okay,
我欠
Mr.
2份香
Yeah.
但
I
你不
give
必
you 10
给我算
coins, but you don't have to tell my fortune.
不知施主希望我做什么？
May I know what you need?
开光、
Consecration?
做法、解梦、
Oh,
看
excuse
风
me.
水
Rituals, dream interpretation, feng shui consultation?
我想请教几个问题。
Just a couple of questions.
好
Great.
说好说。
Feel free to ask your questions.
谢老先生可认得这
Do
宅
you
院
know
的
the
主
owner of this hall?
认得
Sure. He's Wu
吴家大老爷不知
Qiming,
名吗？
head of the Wu
我还
family.
给他的孙子们
I
算过
calculated the
姻缘
marital destiny of his grandsons.
不过，他们几年前举家搬去上海了。
But they moved to Shanghai a few years ago. This ancestral hall has been abandoned ever since.
吴家可有善写书之人？
Does the Wu family have anyone who's good at writing books?
吴家人
Most Wus are good at business, but the third grandson of
只有
Mr.
吴
Wu,
老爷的三孙子
Wu
吴
Sung
松涛
Tao, is a
不
scholar.
要墨水儿。不过，听说他留洋，
But I heard that he went abroad for further studies. Are you talking about Stone Wu?
果然是他。
So it is indeed him.
巧了。
What a
1个
coincidence.
月前有位姑娘来过，
A month ago, a young lady came by and asked me the same question. Yeah, she's dead now. You know, brutally murdered.
半仙，你说的这位姑娘可是圆圆脸、留短发、戴一副黑框眼镜。
Did the lady you mentioned have a round face, short hair, and wore black framed glasses?
正是。
Yes, that's right.
原来你们
Oh, you know
认
each
识啊
other. Oh, I thought he was blind. And that's why he had dark glasses. Clearly he's just cool. And he has sunglasses. Yes, that's right. Oh, you know each other.
不知那位姑娘还说了什么？
Did she say anything else?
他说
She said she's
他是
editor at a
什么
publishing
书
house.
局的修撰。吴家公子
Wu Sung Tao
7
submitted a book
年
7
前
years
向
ago,
书局
and she thought it
投
was
稿
written
了一
very
本
well.
书。
7年前，
7 years ago?
是啊，
Yes,
他是
that's what
这
she
么说
said.
的。
原来
So that's how it is.
施主，
My friend,
瞧你
your
印
forehead
堂
is
发
darkened.
黑
You're in
你以为
danger.
会有结
Want me
束
to teach you how to avoid it?
我
呸呸呸呸呸！
Yeah, yuck. Ugh.
先生，
Shen,
你是不是又
are you
头
having a
疼了
headache
我
again?
扶你去休息
Shall I
吧
help you to rest?
不急，
No rush. Let's
我们先
first
回
go
上
back
书
to the
局。
publishing house. I need
我
to
需要
confirm
确
some
认一些信
information.
息。
先生，你真的不再休息一下吗？
Shen, are you really not going to rest for a while?
思绪纷扰。
My mind is in turmoil, and I can't sleep either.
算了，
Alright,
拗不过你。
I can't argue with you.
话说
Well, when that fortune teller mentioned 7 years ago, you
你
seemed quite shocked,
好
didn't
像
you?
很震惊的样子。
罗佩的斗士遗阵，是在哥哥命案后才发表的。
Lope's book, The Confined Room Mystery, was published after my brother's murder case.
因此，
I've always
我一
believed
直认
that
为
the
书的
author
作
of the
者
book
是
knows
命
about
案
the
的知情
case.
人。但早井之
However,
相
Death
是
Under the
7年前
Kyson was written 7 years ago, much
远早
earlier
于
than
命
my
案发
brother's
生的时
case.
间。
Yeah, so it's not necessarily someone... The author is not necessarily involved in the case. It could be the killer read the book. But how would the killer have read the book? Or the killer knew about the original murder that inspired the book?
也就是说，写出小说的作者反倒不一定与命案有关，
That means the author of the novel may not necessarily be related to the crime.
而是
Instead, the real
真正
culprit
的
might
凶
have
手
imitated the
在
novel
作案
when
时模仿
committing
了
the
小说
crime.
中的杀人手法。凶手是读过这本
The
小说的
culprit
人
is someone who's read this novel.
更准确的说，
More accurately, it's someone who knows the content of the novel.
这本书被拒稿，
This book was
并未
rejected
得
and
到发
didn't
表
get。published. Yeah, so who's read the manuscript?
理论上，
In theory, when the
在命案
case
发生
occurred,
时，
only the author,
知道内容
editor,
的
and
人只有作者
transcriber
本
knew
人。
about the book.
当然，
Of course, it's
也
also
不能排
possible
除
that
作
the
者
author may have
从
shown
私
the
下给其
manuscript
他
to
人
other
看过书
people.
稿。
我们刚才回书局一趟，先生已经确认那位编辑和滕超元没出过国。
At the publishing house, we confirmed the editor and the transcriber had never travelled abroad.
他们也表示，
They also
没有跟其他
insisted
人说
they'd
写
not
书的内
mention the
容。
content of the book to anyone else.
接下来需要确认的
So the next step
就是
would
作
be
者
to confirm with the author.
这么说
It seems that
吴
there's
松涛
still
的
a
嫌疑还
strong
是很
suspicion
大。
towards Stone Wu.
可偏偏吴松涛在案发
But
前
Stone
一
had
天
left London and
就离
returned
开
to
伦
China
敦
the
返
day
回
before
国
the case occurred.
可是
Wasn't a
案发现
delay
场
device
不是发
discovered
现了
at the
延时
scene?
装置吗？
那套装置最多只能
That
延时
device
十
could
几
only
分钟，
delay the time for a dozen minutes,
不可能达到
certainly
一
not
天
up
之
to a
内。
day.
而且
Moreover,
案发那
on
天
the
早
morning
上
of the case, many
不少
people
人
had
都
seen
见
my
过哥
brother.
哥。
那吴松涛的不在场
The
证明
alibi of Stone
一
Wu
定是
must
伪
have been
造的。
forged. Actually,
其实
after I came back from
伦
London,
敦
I
带
went
回
to
案
Shanghai to meet with Stone.
他看上去并不异样。
He seemed perfectly fine and
还拿出
even
了船票
presented
和
a
离
ship
境记录
ticket
作
and
证。
departure records as evidence. I mean, this is Liverpool to New York. It's not. What's it to China? Just saying. But also, it doesn't have him on.
那
It's
些
just
资
a
料看上
generic,
去是真实的。
a generic ship's manifest. It looks like. The documents indeed appeared to be genuine.
这些年来，
Over the years,
我不
I've
是没有推断
speculated
过
on the
吴松涛是
possibility of
凶手的
Stone
可
Wu
能，
being the culprit,
但并未找出破
but I
绽。
haven't found any loopholes or inconsistencies.
的确，
Indeed, if Stone is
如果
truly the
吴松涛
culprit,
真的是凶
how
手
did he manage to
他
do
是
it?
怎么做到的呢？
无论如何，
Nevertheless,
我们都有
we
必
should
要
go
再
to
去上
Shanghai
海
and ask him in person
问一
about
问
this
有关
book.
这本书的事。
没错，
Absolutely.
觉得我们离真相越来
Feels like
越
we're
近
getting closer and closer to the truth.
沈仲平和他的助手最近去了扬州，在金瓷书局里找到了一份书稿。
We've got shadowy figures, guys. The plot thickens. Shen Chongping recently went to Yangtze and found a manuscript in the publishing house.
书稿，
Manuscript?
据说
It's said to be a
是本小
novel,
说。
and Shen Chongping believes it's
沈仲平认为，
related to Stone Wu.
他跟
And
吴
who
松
are
涛
you?
有关。
Who knows all this?
他正在来上海的路上，
He's on his way to Shanghai,
应该
probably to find Stone
是
Wu.
想找吴松涛。知道了。
I see. I don't know what that says. Right, that's chapter 5 finished, according to the achievement I just got. So, this is probably a good place to stop.
天色不早，快打烊了。咱们抓紧时
Even though
间
it's been a
去吴
shortish
松超的洋
stream,
货铺。
it's been working quite well to finish at the end of chapters.
上海街头真是繁华
So,
呀，街上的汽车也变多了。
Okay,
先生
calm down.
你知道我最喜欢什么时候的上海吗？
Is it dinner
晚
time?
上，因为有电。
那你猜猜，这次来上海，我
Eat
最想做什
food?
么？
Is it eat
市
food?
城新开的当当车。
先生懂我哎。
Yeah, he knows you better than I know you. I thought you'd be all about the snacks. But anyway, so I reckon this is a good place to stop. Seems like we will finish this next week, so that'll be good. Let me save it. And let's change clothes for being in Shanghai, because I won't remember to do that next time. Maybe we go like sexy open neck shirt. Oh, I can't. That unlocks after completing chapter 6, which I haven't done yet. Maybe we go traditional Chinese for being in Shanghai. And then, oh, we've got her as well. Oh, I bet she's got some good outfits. Maybe you want to be dressed like a scientist in an inventor's cloak for Shanghai. That's very cute. Yeah. Alright. So, let's see if there's someone around to raid. Shall we? You too, K-Wolf. Hope you can make it next week to find out actually who done it and how. That's not where I wanted to be. Let's head over to JD. Playing Citizen Sleeper. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope to see you next time for what will probably be the last in this series. I'm really trying to play Death Stranding weekday evenings, but I've been thwarted by power cuts this week. So turn your notifications on and you'll see when I'm live. I think that's the easiest way. But yeah, until next time. Bye bye.